The Raiden Shogun, the only character in Genshin to pull a sword out of their chest, and the only character to destroy the hopes and dreams of every wannabe Senora main in existence. With her high damage numbers and energy restoration, she is easily one of the strongest characters in a game, and an asset to have on any account. If you are looking for the most free-to-play friendly way to build the Raiden Shogun, you've come to the right place. Okay, what team should you run her on? There are two teams in particular that would be good for more free-to-play style builds. The team I recommend is the Raiden National Team. This team consists of Xingqiu, Zhongling, and Bennett, and will be your most free-to-play friendly option. The other option that you can use is a Hyperbloom team, where Raiden will be triggering Hyperbloom reactions with her elemental skill. The Hyperbloom team has an Electro character, in this case it's Raiden, a Dendro character, a Hydro character, and one other character. Your Dendro character would be either Dendro Traveler, Nahida, or Kale, your Hydro character being either Kokomi, Barbara, Eilon, Xingqiu, or Ayato, and your fourth slot being either one of the previously mentioned characters, Zhongli or Kale. I will be going over and showcasing both of these builds in this video. There are other teams you can use with Raiden, however, this video is more focused on the free-to-play friendlier style builds. So I will not be covering builds that involve teams that require a lot of niche or specialized units, as well as teams with multiple 5-star characters on it required to function properly. For a DPS Raiden, your best overall free-to-play 4-star weapon is the Catch. This is a free weapon obtainable through the fishing system in the game. It is a bit of a long and annoying grind to get it, but it's free and it works really well on her. Because of this, you should not be using any other 4-star weapons on her, but if you are, the best options would be the Deathmatch, the Wavebreaker's Fin, the Favonius Lance, the Blackcliff Polearm, and the Prototype Star Glitter. For 5-star options, your options are the Engulfing Lightning, which is her signature and best in slot weapon, the Staff of Homa, the Jade Spear, the Skyward Spine, the Vortex Vanquisher, and the Calamity Queller. Regarding what weapon to choose, in terms of strength, Engulfing Lightning, Staff of Homa, the Jade Spear, and the Catch should be your primary candidates. However, if you do have a Wavebreaker's Fin at Refine 5, this weapon can be as strong as the Staff of Homa. So this is another very good option if you have it. If you are running a Hyperbloom Raiden, your build for her is to just stack as much elemental mastery on her as possible. In this case, your preferred weapon of choice would be the Dragon's Bane. Otherwise, you could use the Moonpiercer or the Keaton Crossbeard. Alright, stats on a DPS Raiden. Balancing your stats can be difficult because it is easy to overcap and underinvest in some stats and get diminishing returns on your damage. At the bare minimum, aim for at least 200% energy recharge, 1500 attack, with about 50 crit rate and 120 crit damage. This will usually be enough to get you going, and as long as you're using her with Bennett to boost her attack, this will work. In an ideal scenario with most weapons, you would have around 250% energy recharge, 1800 attack, with about 60 crit rate and 150 or higher crit damage. I could go into depth with which stats are ideal for which weapon, but that would make this video insanely long. So instead, as a general rule, boost out your attack, crit rate, and crit damage as much as possible, but don't go past 270% energy recharge, as it is at around this point that you start to get diminishing returns on your investment. As mentioned earlier for the Hyperbloom build, Hyperbloom Raiden only requires elemental mastery. So if you are running this build, just stack as much elemental mastery as possible. Your other stats don't really matter on this build. Also, if you are doing this, a level 90 Raiden is essential. Level 80 will still work, but there will be a considerable damage increase with level 90 because of the way that Hyperbloom and other transformative reactions work. For most teams, you only need to level the elemental skill and burst on your Raiden Shogun, the elemental burst having a higher priority. There is no need to level the auto attacks because you will not be using them, and when you are using them in her burst, they will be considered as elemental burst damage, so leveling them will not improve your damage. When you are doing the Hyperbloom build, you only really need to level the elemental skill, since this is what will be triggering the Hyperbloom reactions. You can level her burst too, but you won't really be using it often, and the damage on her burst with this build is not very good, so there is not really a need to do it. For Constellations, most of them are not that bad, but C2 is insanely good. It ignores 60% of your opponent's defense when in your burst stance. This is only good if you're running as a DPS, which in most scenarios you are, but for builds like Hyperbloom, C2 won't have as much of an impact. Normally I say don't go for Constellations because I feel that it is better to get a wider cast of characters to try more team comps and variations. But C2 Raiden is strong enough to where I say it's fine if you want to go for it. Just be aware that this will make your Raiden so strong that there probably won't be another character that will reach the same levels of damage as her for a long time. Okay, artifacts. If you are running DPS Raiden, you are going to run her on the Emblem set. This is her best set and you really shouldn't be running anything else. If you are a weirdo and don't want to farm that domain, you can use any combination of the 2-piece sets I'm about to mention. 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Emblem, 2-piece Thundering Fury, and any 2-piece attack set. The 2-piece attack sets being Gladiator's Finale, Shimenawa's Reminiscence, Vermilion Hereafter, and Echoes of an Offering. In terms of what main stats you should be looking for, the sands can be either energy recharge or attack percent, the goblet either electro damage or attack percent, and the circlet either crit rate or crit damage. The reason that you can use an attack percent goblet here is because of her passive talent Enlightened One. This talent boosts the energy regeneration when in Raiden's burst, and your electro damage bonus based on how much energy recharge you have. As for which goblet is the better choice for you, that depends on your current stat line. As a reminder for which stats you should be shooting for on Raiden, go to the timestamp shown on the screen right now to see which type of sands and goblet would best suit your current build. In terms of the substats you should be trying to get, you should be aiming for crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, energy recharge, and elemental mastery. For Hyperbloom Raiden, once again, elemental mastery. 4-piece Flower of Paradise Lost is your go-to set. Otherwise, you can use a 4-piece Gilded Dreams set or a 2-piece Gilded Dreams 2-piece Wanderer's Troop set. Just make sure that your Sands, Goblet, and Circle all have an Elemental Mastery main stat. Alright, so first we'll take a look at Raiden on the national team. This is a C0 Raiden, and I will be running her on the Emblem set with the catch at Refine 5. And her talents are at 299. And in terms of stats, we are looking at almost 1800 attack, 245% energy recharge, 55% crit rate, and 137% crit damage. For the typical rotation, I start with Raiden's elemental skill, then use Xingqiu's burst, Bennett's burst, Zhangling's burst, and then Raiden's burst. When in Raiden's burst, I usually do about 1 to 3 normal attacks, followed by a charge attack. And I can usually do this about 3 times before the burst duration is over. When that's over, I recast her elemental skill and start using the other character's elemental skills to regenerate energy for their bursts. And in particular, I also particle funnel to Zhangling as well, since she has some trouble getting her energy back up at times. Then, once they're all back, I restart the rotation again.
Shine down! Rain outlines your fate. Nice space! Let me weave you a bow. Everybody stand back! Let's... Torn to oblivion! Illusion shattered! Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter! I'm going in! Shine down! Now you shall perish! Some target practice. Illusion shattered! Time to know my sword! Let me weave you up. Teamwork is dreamwork!
Torn to oblivion!
Can raise a storm! Rain outlines your fate. Ring cutter! I'm going in! Eat this!
Inazuma shines eternal!
No, my sword! Rain outlines your fate. Let's light it up! Boba, get them! Witness the power of good. Everybody stand back!
Torn to oblivion!
Alright, now for Hyperbloom Raiden. I'll be running her with an R5 Dragon's Bane with 916 Elemental Mastery on the Flower of Paradise Lost set. And once again, she is C0 with 299 talents. And the team I'll be using with her is Kokomi, Dendro Traveler, and Xingqiu. There isn't really a set rotation that I use for this team. I start with Kokomi's Elemental Skill, Dendro Traveler's Skill and Burst, Xingqiu's Burst, and Raiden's Elemental Skill. From this point, I just use Kokomi as my driver, and just apply a bunch of Hydro while also recharging energy for the rest of the team's Elemental Bursts. I just try to apply as much Dendro as Hydro as possible while refreshing Raiden's Elemental Skill every 15 to 20 seconds or so. Alright, that's about it for this video, and I'll let the rest of this gameplay finish out. If you found this video helpful, consider hitting the like and subscribe button. If you have any questions or have any feedback on how I can improve videos like this in the future, please let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Hold the line! Illusion shattered!
Scatter! Witness the power of Guwa! No, my sword!
Spring forth! Covenant of the deep! Rest and rebuild! Hold the line!
Let me weave you a
Inazuma shines eternal! There is no escape!
Scatter! Germinate!
Torrent, bring refuge! Rest and rebuild! Shine down! Now you shall perish!
Witness the power of Guwa! No, my sword!
Finally, some
Spring
target
forth!
practice.
Propagate!
Allow me! Spread your wings and raise a storm!
Billowing surge!
Where do you think you're going?
Let me weave you a web.
Inazuma shines eternal!
Bring refuge! Spring forth! Scatter! Witness the power of Guwa! Rain outlines your fate! Propagate!
Hold the line! Illusion shattered!
Germinate! Billowing surge!
Shine down!
Let me weave you a verse.
Torn to oblivion!